What's up, Fish Lips? What's up, Ponzi? How are you guys doing today? I gotta make sure my headset's working right. So, Fish Lips, I did set up that chart that you're talking about, and I got an Apex account that I'm just gonna trade one micro on just to practice that today. So what would be your, would any of these be an entry? I guess I didn't quite understand. I didn't know if you had to wait for all of your EMAs to cross, or like what kind of entry are you looking for? Just seeing if my mic working. Oh. Just touching the EMAs? So like if this pulls back and just touches the, say the 9 or the 20, you just go short? Or whatever one that was, I can't remember. Oh, the 34. So do you only do it on the 34, or do you do it on all of them? $34 mainly. Okay. Well, we'll just stick this one up here and just watch it as we do out the day. All right. Oh, okay. When it comes back through. So we don't really have any real news today. We do have crude oil, but that usually doesn't affect the futures market. So our overnight highs is going to be up at the 15s, well, about the 10s, 20,010. So close to a 90 points up. But we're going to just play the 2,000. This way, if we get into a trade, we're not going to try to get up into the highs where the wicks were at. Then for your lows are all the way down to the 1980s or 19,880. So we'll see. We've had some pretty volatility the last couple of days. So it could be, don't really know what to expect today. Let me find my Manzini chart. So if you're just kind of looking at the hour chart, we are just trading straight across. I mean, pretty flat right now. So just kind of keep that in mind once the trading day starts. Looks like we had a nice move down, so maybe we'll do some kind of retracement today. Looks, yeah. Maybe we'll retrace these, what, 2,260, so a couple hundred points up. So that's kind of what I would be hoping for. But I'm not really sure what's going to go on, just because apparently, you know, I guess they're having war issues in the east, and plus the, what is it? Also the dock strike. Try to set up a fast track. I like to at least find one trade for fast track today. Ooh, that was loud. Trying to make sure I don't have that overly funded chart. Okay, just two. Thank you. Oh. We still got 4 more minutes. A lot of gaps back up to the upside. my volume's very low. What about now? I might have had, I think I had the amp turned down a little bit. Yeah, I can't talk as loud as I usually do because I'm at my sister's home, and her son works third shift. So I try not to be as loud. Next week, it'll be back to normal. We'll be back home next week. So we're probably not going to take that first trade on that tick chart just because it's so close to opening. Oh, goodness. All right, guys, got less than 1 minute before the market opens. I guess this one already be done. We kind of sold through this one this morning. So kind of. All right. So target at the bottom is going to be your 880s. Target for the top is going to be your 20,000. So we're kind of in the middle. To me, it looks like got a little bit of curl on that thing. A lot of support here at the 20s. We get through those 20s, find support. We should move down to the 80s, but struggle to get through that. Kind of all your EMAs are kind of smashed up together because you got your 50, your 200, your 20, and 9. Hope it's not like yesterday where we just got to move straight up or straight down and no entries. So we got her. All right, so kind of pulling back to retesting those 9s and 20s. Oh yeah, let me get. Yeah, ES looks like we're just going straight down. I want to say it's that 38 level for the ES. I guess the ES has already been kind of tested a lot. Oh, goodness. Stayed up too late last night, guys. So that 38, 39 level is what the ES needs to hold for the bulls to stay in control. Here's that support level that we've been bouncing off of pretty much most of the night. Maybe a pullback, then we have the lows down at the 80s that we need to clear. Usually we never get through the 100 level for the first try. I like to see us maybe retest this 20 level here. See, the ES has found support between that 36 to 38 level. There was the 20 retest. Freaking videos. So I think the ES made, all right, so the ES made its lows. So right now the NASDAQ needs to just get a hold of those 80s. Wow. Another nice dump this morning. I'd like to see it pull back up into this area up here. Retest those 20s. Okay, so we can't get through those 80s. All right. Little order block here. All right, we're just gonna keep our stop loss at that 80. We got to pivot at the 17s on the ES. Yeah, I can't watch. I have a hard time watching both of them at the moment. Fish lips. I got it above me, but there's no way to watch both of them at the same time. I'm gonna try to take as whatever points I can. I really don't want it to come back and stop me out, because we're stuck at that 29. That's one of Manzini's levels. Keep it going, Nas. Keep it going, Nas. Ponzi's praise word answered. The sell-off. Wow, almost the same move, kind of like yesterday. Except for yesterday, I couldn't stay in at 816. All right. We'll give you 820 there, fish lips. Unless we get a reversal. I'm not going to allow too much of a reversal on this move down. Right now we're up about, what, close to 40 points. We're at another Manzini level, so we're probably going to get support back up to the 28, 29. We had a lot of support at this 840s yesterday. I don't know if y'all remember that. I know. We're also sitting at the 25, 24 level. So we're giving up 20 points if we let it come back and stop us out. I'm hoping we just run this wick, then sell down. Hope we don't have to push all the way back up into the 9 EMA. Thank you, trades. A lot better this morning than yesterday. Yesterday morning, we had that big sell-off, and we had to sit here and watch it sell down 200 points. Because we missed the entry. I'm hoping at least for 6 more points on the ES down to the 20s. But if we regain this 29, that's a major support level for one of Manzini's levels. So, see, we're probably gonna get stopped out because Manzini recouped that 29 level. Whoo-wee, talking about not being ticked out. Okay, there it goes. Oh yeah, we're curling back around. You can see it on the ES here. So we got $227 out of that move. Change accounts. Where's my ES here? If we reclaim that 38-39 area, I mean that's the I want to say the bulls or bears case for Manzini this morning, because he says that 38's been tested a lot this week. All right, let's see if we can get that 20 touch. I don't do a lot of these. I do these sometimes. Okay, we got it. Ooh, those always make me a little nervous. Trying to get my buy order in at the 20. All right. Yep, got it. Boom. Woo. I've been trying, I haven't done those on funded accounts, but I do try these on evals. So basically what it is, whenever we're pushing back up, you start seeing your 9 curl around, and we'll use 9 for our support. And most of the time we're going to touch that 20. Probably could have took more, but I wasn't going to be greedy. All right, so nice morning so far. So $200 on each evals. Unfortunately, I have not taken. I wanted to try to find a funded account trade, but man, I know as soon as I take that third trade, it's going to be a loser. Fish lips, how many trades have you taken on your tick chart this morning? Lost my chart. Yeah. Oh, real quick. Real quick. So this is something Fish Lips is trading. I'm trying it out, but what I'm doing is I got it on 1 micro, looking for, I think I'm doing 1 for 1. I think 11 ticks for 11 ticks loser, 11 ticks winner. Let's see. Ah. That's so fast, guys. Ooh, that would take a minute to get used to. You said 11 points, right? Like 2, like just what? Yeah. Let's see. Just like this, right? 11 and 11. I know you said 15, but I was just doing 1 for 1 today. Probably won't be doing that much on stream. I just trying to do that off to the side. Oh, you're looking for 10 points. Okay. All right. we still in the 15 minutes? Okay, we're still in the 15-minute range at the moment. So usually, if you're looking at this first 15 minutes, if we get over halfway of this 15 minutes, most of the time we start going back through the high side of the 15 minutes. Let's see if we can break above this little bull flag here. So you have the ES and the NASDAQ a little off sync today. I don't know if I've mentioned this before. A lot of times I struggle a little bit whenever the NASDAQ and ES are off sync because I take a lot of my trades off the ES. So I like to see the ES get back above the VWAP, kind of like your ES over here is. I mean, yeah, NASDAQ back above the VWAP, kind of like the ES is. We're also in that last 10 minutes of the hour, so most of the time we do get a move somewhere in that 10 minutes before and 10 minutes after. Where is... So these charts over here are my fast track accounts. I trade those on Nitro. And the reason I chose Nitro over Quant Tower is because you get all the indicators free on Nitro. Kind of been trading these for a little while here. So right now you kind of have your 9 and 20 kind of flat. So most of the time in this case, you got everything crossing over. So we're probably going to be chopping for a little bit. Look how choppy the ES looks right now. Chop, 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 chop. That's the way it usually goes. The evals we're paying, and now it's like when you get into that third, fourth, and fifth trade, it's always not as good. At least not for me, it isn't. I'm not really sure. I may, if we don't take a funded trade here, we may wait for our we got the IBH coming up, the IBL, or the 15-minute retest. I feel like those trades will be a little bit safer. Your 15-minute openers up at the 68s or 67s. So right now we're still just kind of trapped in the middle of the 15-minute. Oh. Methodical Man kept me out too late last night, guys. I had to freaking drive back from Atlanta at freaking, didn't get home till like 10 o'clock, which is late for me. All right. I'm doing good, Jacob. Thank you. Yeah, I've had a pretty good day so far. I have 2 trades for $460. We're attempting to trying to find a trade on our funded account over here, or one of our fundeds with Fast Track, because we haven't been trading them a lot. We've been slow trading them. So we're looking for hopefully a 10-point trade on this account here. So you have both markets at least getting back on the same page at the VWAP here. You got the ES trying to get back above the VWAP, and also the wow, goes the push. Yep, no opportunity for me to jump into that one. What do we got? The retest back at the 50. Didn't quite get back there. The ES, wait, no, the NASDAQ is just now air. Okay. I think the ES is retesting the 15-minute. The NASDAQ is still trying to get through. Nope. Got a big old fair value gap maybe for us to clear up here. $200 held. You still got the nines and all that below the 200, the 50 and the 20 below the 200 here. Not really buying the long at the moment. All right, so we're just going to break out of this 15-minute range or what? So the 15 minutes at the 50 and for the ES here. Wow, look at that tap. might have to wait for it to make a move above the 15-minute opening range. If we were going to get long there, we should have probably got long off that 200 moving average. We are finding nice support at the opening range high here. Retesting that 15-minute gap again. All right. Got stopped out on that one, guys. We fell for the 15-minute breakout there. So we're losing at 15 minutes again. All right, so it looks like the ES is kind of holding that 15 minutes. All right, a little bit deeper pullback here. There's a 20 test. So still kind of retesting those 20 EMAs down there. And a deeper pullback. I just noticed that we got below the 15-minute on the freaking ES over here. Okay. Whew. All right, we got our, at least got our money back. We over leveraged a little bit on that one. Oh, there goes our 15-minute breakout too. Stressed on that one a little bit. I did take a $200 loss, but we over leveraged a little bit and we got it back. So we were risking our what profit we had on this account. So we're sitting at 543 at the moment. So we finally got through that 15-minute break. Holy goodness, that was tough to get through there. Let me lower my risk down some. Maybe we'll take the retest of the 15-minute or something. So if we're long, we need to see a pullback into this area. And that might have been the test there, actually. Man. All right, so if we don't pull back into our 15-minute, our next level of support that we're going to look for is our IBH. We're going to put the fast track away. One trade, one and done. Man, NASDAQ ES just went straight up off that 15-minute range and that level, off the 50s. Let's see if we get that pullback. Looking for a pullback down in this area here. Let me look for the ES and see if we hit it about the same time. Right now we got the ES and NASDAQ in the sync. I mean, talking about to the point sync. You can look at them and see it too. Look at them. They're in sync. So we're looking for a 15-minute retest. Where's the, that's about what? Where's, come on, 15-minute. Let's hold. And if we can get this 15 minutes, we should hopefully start selling back through the IBH. $20 retests. I couldn't get there. I don't know if I don't know how comfortable I feel with the second try. I'm thinking that we would get a bounce here since we have the 50 here. You got the 200 here. You got the opening range high here. So there's a lot right here. So here I would think you get a push back into the 9, then hopefully a push back down. If this sells through it, we'll just close it fairly quick. So there's the 9 hit. All right, now let's see if we push down. I'm hoping for a 50 hit, then back to the 20. Now, if this misses it this time, we'll take it off because then we're already kind of getting that range where we just are not hitting it. All right, see, we missed it again. Okay, so we're not going to do it this time. So that's back to the 20, kind of what we were saying. If we hit down there, we should sell back up to the 20. But we didn't get it. Should have been the opening range high level and not the 50. So usually I like to get the first or second push. After that, I don't like to continue testing it because I feel like it's weak and it'll sell through. So you can also do the, you can also kind of, if you don't want to worry about where to enter stuff, sometimes you can just put a resting order at your 50. You can also do it off this session mid. The session mid's a really good one too later in the morning. I don't know if we're going to continue higher right here or if it's just going to be a low high. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want to be faked out by the next 15-minute breakout, because sometimes whenever we break out, push back in it, then come back out, I don't know, it's kind of iffy. So I think we're going to wait for the IBH. We got 3 minutes before the IBH to set. All right. So basically where we got stuck at today, we literally ran those highs. That was the highs from overnight. So just be careful. You are trying to get long up here. You really want to get up here, find support, retest this area. Christy, you off work early today. What? I didn't see it on out in cookies. Cool time. Does she get sick a lot? Oh. So this is the levels that we had marked out pre-market here. Oh, goodness. It's probably going to bust through that 1 hour here so fast that you're not going to be able to join in. I feel like we're higher on the NASDAQ, so I would think that we would go through because the ES hasn't made it there. All right. Pull back into this area. We may consider a long out of this area here. I like the fact that the NASDAQ is under the ES is about 10 points below the IBH, where the NASDAQ is just right there at it. We're going to try it. This is a really iffy trade here. This is a new, we're starting a new eval, so we're going to see if we can make $100 or so on it. Come on, push. Come on, bust through the IBH. All right, we're going to take some risk off just in case it pulls back. So we're risking about $50 on this trade at the moment. I was hoping we would just blow. I was hoping we would just blow through the IBH, but I think it's going to have to pull back into this area here. Ooh, there's the IBH, baby. Go IBH. Oh, it just teased us. It teased us. Damn it. I couldn't get the runner, guys. No runner love today. It seems like we've been battling to get through the 15-minute and the IBH today. Oh, watch this be the candle it goes. The reason why I was thinking that the NAS would go first, if you're looking at the ES, see the ES hasn't made it through it hasn't made it up there to the IBH. Oh. All right, so what we have to do now is wait for it to push above. There's that was kind of the breakout I was looking for a while ago above the IBH. That's the way it goes, guys. I shouldn't have went break even so quickly. I could at least got 10 to 15 points out of my runner. Ooh, where did that death candle come from? Goodness. All right, let's see what kind of EMA pullbacks we can get. So here's where you kind of see your 9 curling. Let's see if this is, I'm not going to take it, but let's see if the curl gives us the 20 pullback. Doesn't look like it's going to give it there. What Mexican restaurant are you guys going to? Where's that at? Where Winn-Dixie used to be? Oh, okay. Oh, I don't care where we go. I was just curious where it was at. So we're just kind of finding the wall at this initial balance, guys. So with the IBH, since it's kind of like a 50-50 move, so that's why I usually lower my risk. I'm just down to 5 micros playing the IBH. So the most I was willing to risk was $100 on that trade. So that last trade, we didn't get the full amount, so we only ended up with about $58. When it goes, it's probably just going to be like straight up, no entry or anything, just straight to the moon. Yeah, it looks like it wants to curl around. Do we want the 50 touch? This is a 50-50 trade, guys. It may not make it. We'll go to break even fast because I'm not really sure. Okay. Yeah, there's that 50, the 20 touch. Come on, let's get the 50 touch. Ah, shit, came back and got us. So maybe a push up to the 9. Then if the 9 holds, I think this is where we should get the push back down to the 50 if this 9 holds. Let's see if it's going to hold or not, though. That's only if it holds. Whenever it starts doing this multiple times, I won't take it. Usually it's only on the first move only. Like if it's already touched a 20, I wouldn't even do it. But since we pushed up, we struggled, and then we touched that 20. All right, we're going to go down to 3 micros because we're over, what, 134 on this account. So don't really want to keep risking too much profit. So let's see if we get through. Boom, baby. Yeah. All right. There's that. Oh, come on. Don't stop me out. Oh, shit. Man, the runners are just not getting anything today. It's like that's the, what, 3rd time we've tried to break out of that 1 hour chart and still nothing. Or the IBH here. I mean, we're still getting winning trades, but we're just not getting a lot off of them just because we can't get a runner. We need to get a good runner. Let's see if it's going to continue. We're not risking but 4, so about 30 bucks on this trade, $20. Okay. Yeah, we're trying to keep our costs low in case it doesn't go. It's like, you know, it's going to break out. You just got to catch the right moment. That's the only thing. And hell, this may even be the top. I'm trying to think, what's that 280 up there? Okay, that's a level from yesterday. Shoot, I don't know. I don't know if I need to wait for the ES over here to get above my IBH. Let's see, if you look over here at the ES is struggling to get through this level 2 at the 61s. So now we're just down to 3 micros. So the biggest loss that we're probably willing to take is $60 per trade. All right, so the ES is getting above it. Oh, it's probably going to go now that the ES is above that 61. Let's see if we get a close. Let's see if the ES can close above the IBH over here at the 61s. You cooking? Yeah. Do you have orders today? Oh. You said brownie? Yes, it's brownie. It's enough for someone? What? We're testing that one, the IBH again. Goodness, it's like it's like it when it tests something so many times like that. It's really hard to get back in this. I mean, realistically, I mean that 2,000 or 20,000 level has been pretty strong. I think for us to move higher, we really need to sweep those 50 EMAs down to 80s. All right, so good morning, Hanson. How are you doing today? So far, we're green on 3 evals and 1 funded account. We're trying to build back up our Apex funded since we blew a few of those a while back. So we're pretty close again. We only need about $120 on this one, less than $200 on this one. And I actually started a new one this morning for fish lips tick strategy thing, but haven't really had a chance to take too many trades with it. Oh yeah, it's been a nice green day so far. I did take one losing trade on my fast track account, but I got it back. Yeah, we revenge trade a little bit on it. So we took a $200 loss. Then we upped the ante a little bit for a different move for a better entry and got our 10 points back. All right, so we're finally, there we go, finally getting a breakout above the IBH here. So now, I mean, I don't know if we'll come back and retest. Now it's just going to go without us. This is the move that you sit around and wait for. This is what makes the IBH so hard to trade when it does this. Usually it doesn't do this. Most of the time it's the first initial move, but whenever it consolidates and bumps this thing like 20 times, God, it makes it so hard to get this move. So now you have to wait for the retest. I mean, if we can get the IBH retest and maybe shoot for this IB 1.5 for our runner. We also have a pivot here that we could possibly use. If this is a small body red, we may take a long here and just see what happens with this little candle here. Because we're at 67 on the ES, and the 67 is another level. Or 66, I'm sorry, 66. All right. So the only way this doesn't make it to the IBH if the ES makes it the 61 first. And I think that's going to happen. So we should get a reversal about right now. Come on. Let's see. Nope, it's sold. Let's see what happens. Come on. I'm not going to risk a lot on this either. So either the IBH holds or it doesn't. We're also just on 3 micros, guys. So our risk is very low at the moment. See, it should be instant. It shouldn't be taking this long, so it's probably going to stop us out. Wow, what is that? Look at that crazy dump. Man. Well, we lost about 30 bucks off that trade. So let's see if we can pull back, get a retest. Once I knew the ES went through and I knew it was going to stop us out because the ES went through first. See if we get another retest of this 50 here. We are taking a little bit more riskier trades since we are on a eval and we only have 3 micros, guys. All right, so we only got partial credit out of that. All right. If we get through this 50, more likely we're going to retest this 15-minute here. I think we will, because we tested the 50 once already. Oh yeah, we got the 50 curling. We were already up almost 25 points on that trade and should have probably, man, I was trying to target the 70s. I thought maybe we would want to push and retest those 200s. Looks like we're only going to end up with very little profit out of this. The 189 bounce. Man. Good morning, Outer. How are you doing today? So guys, really, since we've lowered our risk down so much, really the only way to really get decent profit is to look for bigger profits. So that's why I was looking for about 40 points out of that trade. I mean, we got close. We still missed it by about 8 points. So we got our profit back from the little bit we lost a while ago. So this is the new eval. This is one I'm trading kind of aggressively. These are the two that we took this morning from those first early moves. And my funded trade I didn't take online. I took it offline on Fast Track on Nitro. So I like trading the outer. I trade the NQ, but most of my trades will come off the ES though. Because most of the time your NASDAQ is following the ES. And all these little blue lines I have here are all of Adam Manzini levels. If you're looking for someone good to follow on Twitter, just go follow Adam Manzini. He usually releases his levels all day. He also has a newsletter that he releases too, but it's about 25 or 30 bucks a month. And he kind of gives you his buy areas. And most of the time I have his buy areas marked out in red. This is why these areas are marked out in red from the couple days ago. These were his buy areas. And these are micros that we're trading here, Outer. So your risk is a little bit low. Instead of what, $5 a tick, these are only $2 a tick. Or for 1 point, right? Let's see. Yeah, $2 a point instead of $20 a point. So 4 ticks make a point. Then so yeah, so it'd be $2 instead of the 20. What are you trading now, Outer? Are you just trading the ES, or are you just trading just different stocks? Or what about the are you trading futures? So we're kind of getting below that 50 on the ES. So I would think that we probably want a 200 touch. Yeah, that's not bad either. If you're looking for something a little cheaper, since you're new to it, you can try Bulenox too, where, you know, if you want to get out of as less money as possible, you can get Bulenox right now for what, $14 and $17, where you're paying probably what, 30 to 40 bucks, 30 something dollars for the 50K with Apex. That's just if you're just looking for something to trade as cheap as possible without risking a lot of your, you know, just money from practicing. The only thing Apex has that's good right now that I like is the $85 lifetime fee. So you could be all in with a funded account for what, 85 plus 30 something. So what's that? About 110 all in. 115 all in, which isn't too bad, you know, depending on how many times it takes you to, you know, get a eval pass. So now I'm just kind of getting to that range of over trading a little bit. So we might even go down to 2 micros. We keep trying to lower risk because we just don't want to give back our profit, because most of the time what happens is I'll sit here and trade a lot because I've taken a lot of trades this morning. See, I've taken at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 of the other ones. So at least 7 trades that I've taken already this morning. So I've had a couple small losers, and I've tried to keep my losses fairly small. So, you know, they're easy to recover, or, you know, if you're already up 170 bucks, you know, you don't really want to blow your whole green on one move. So what I do is I usually go big on that first move, get my profit, then I will level down. Then this way, if I level down, I'm not risking much of my profit. So like this morning, this was a 1-for-1, 1 trade here, 1 trade here. I didn't retrade these because I don't want to lose any more of these profits since we're fairly close to passing these. And this was a newer eval. Like I said earlier, I bought this eval to trade fish lips, the strategy fish lip is working on, but I haven't had a chance to really trade it today. I tried it once or twice, but not really had time to really sit there and stare at it. So I don't know if this is going to be a move higher, or if it's just going to be a higher low. I mean, I would think that we'd want to retrace some of these highs from yesterday. I mean, our next level up is going to be at the 2080s. Then higher than that, you're looking at all the way up to the 200s. Maybe the market's going up because everybody's out buying toilet paper and water. Not really sure. That could be a possibility, though. So you better get to your local Sam's or Costco or Walmart and get you some toilet paper before it's all gone. Maybe that's what Potsy meant. So here we go again. All right, so we're both back above the IPH. We're getting above this pivot. It's like it's been on a break. Oh yeah, we've definitely been on a break for the last, because we're approaching that 11 o'clock hour, so we usually definitely get some consolidation. I'm hoping we continue higher right here. We have a pivot on the ES all the way at the 72, and we're above a pivot here, so if the ES can hold that 61 level, can maybe look for long here. We're going to try it with couple micros, guys. This is really need this level here to hold for this trade to stay good, and we may even lower our risk a little bit. So we'll risk about 20 bucks and see if we can catch the runner to these 80s. We just need the pivot to hold. Hopefully it holds. These pivots can be kind of a 50-50 trade sometimes. Nope, no love for the pivot, guys. That was kind of weird. That was a weird move. I'm going to try this again. It's like just wick me out. I'm hoping since it broke. Nope. Let's see. We got a gap here too. We could fill in this gap here. I didn't even notice that. I really wasn't looking to my left very well. I didn't notice this fair value gap. We should have waited for a print above this fair value gap. So these trades I'm taking now are definitely a little bit more riskier since we're just using a few micros. I didn't realize I had it on 3 micros. I thought I only had it on 2. That's why I was like, I think that's why I lost 30 bucks on that trade. Yep, it was lower highs. That's kind of what we were talking about earlier. So now to move higher, we really need to break this structure here. Maybe this is where we finally get that 200 push. No, Hanson. I haven't been trading funded levels because the last couple weeks my schedule has been really all from my daughter getting married and having a lot of family in town. Then this week I'm at a relative's home trading, or my sister's home. So I've been slow trading my funded accounts. So we did take a funded level here. We're about halfway there on our fast tracks. I want to say those are probably the closest. We're sitting at 543 and 400 on those. And so we only need to make 1200. I've been trying to do my best to not overtrade those. And I also spend a lot of times on evals too sometimes. Like, I mean, really, I should just be trying to pass them in one day, but I don't. I'm pretty sure it'll come eventually. You know, I feel like it's a kind of like a stage you go through. It's kind of like when you first start out trading, you struggle to pass the evals. Then you pass the evals really, really easy. And now I'm hoping, you know, I kind of get through that same issue that you used to have when you have to go through. It's like, man, I'm almost past that eval, but I didn't. So what I went through with the evals at one time, I'm going through with the funded accounts. But see, I also don't overbuy funded accounts. If you notice, that's one thing that a lot of the other streamers do. I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but if you go look at all the other streamers who are getting payouts, it's a percentage game. So they're buying, say, 20 something funded accounts, and their goal is to probably get 5 to 10 of them to pay out. Where, you know, me, I might have 4 funded accounts. So my percentage level is not as good as some of the other streamers have been doing this longer with a little bit more capital to invest in all those funded accounts. So if you go watch every streamer that you probably watch and look and see how many funded accounts they're trading, most of them are, you know, look at Nutty. Nutty has bukus of funded accounts. Like, I think one day last week, a couple weeks ago, he said he fell like, what, 8 funded accounts in 1 week. There's just no way for me to do nothing like that. So it's definitely a percentage game when trading prop firms. So right now, I have 5 funded accounts. But the more funded, you know, you can risk blowing that funded account than, you know, have others to continue. So we only have about 45 minutes before that lunch hour. So, and we were already just kind of chopping. We just couldn't get the breakout that we were looking for above the IBH. I mean, we got about 15 points, but not that really good breakout where you get 40 and 50 points, then the pullback. And we can print above this trend line, continue higher. I mean, we're pretty much so high in the leg. All right, so that pivot is still not holding. I do like that directive funded Hansen. I got to say that's probably been one of my favorite things where I don't have to worry about messing with the evals. Let's see. I can't remember when we bought these fast track accounts. I want to say we bought these back in August. We've had them for a little while. We've just been slow trading them like crazy, man. All right, there's a nice little push up. Let's see if that's going to continue. We're still fighting that trend there. I mean, Yeah, it's definitely a little tough right here. I feel like we're so high up that it's just hard to jump in. So here are my balances for my fast track. One, we're sitting at 405. Get my other one over here. One, we're sitting at 140. Then the other was sitting at 543. That's the one we took a trade this morning on. Then my one I haven't traded yet, so it's just still sitting at 25K. Now that we got above this, I wouldn't mind seeing a pullback, one more pullback. Then maybe we can look for a long off of this pivot, or even this 9 and 20. I mean, I feel like we want this 80 up here. Outer CT, what have you been trading since you said you just now started trading the NQ? I mean, we're making lower highs. Like maybe get this candle to break this candle. Usually if we can break this previous candle, then you get like a little sharp move up sometimes. Because that seems like what gets me. Sometimes you'll have your stop loss here. And for the move up, it'll come and stop you out, then go. Yeah. Doesn't look like it's going to give me an opportunity to jump in, guys, on this one. No Ponzi. Everybody's buying toilet paper up, man. It's going to make the market go up. It's like it's like Black Friday toilet paper day. Okay, so you just opened an Apex account last month. So the prop firms that I mainly trade on is I do Apex, Bulenox, and Fast Track. And I'm still fairly new to Fast Track. Okay, there comes that 80 touch. Unfortunately, we missed that whole move up. There comes there. This is the other level that I was looking at earlier, that IB 1.5. If you were able to get in that, man, that would have been a nice, but it's so hard to get in these trades like this whenever it's pretty much consolidate sideways like this. I'm not very good at getting the breakouts with these. So maybe we can get a wick test. Sometimes you get wick tests. You kind of go back over here, we get this little wick test. Where are we sitting at? The 03s up there? I've always heard good things about Top Step. The reason why I never used Top Step in the beginning when I first started trading a couple years ago is because they're so expensive. They were expensive back then when I started trading. They were like $100 and $50. And the resets were kind of pricey. So, you know, starting out, I was looking for the cheapest possible way to trade. And also traded sim account quite a bit too in the beginning. So this is a nice looking setup here too. If we, you know, get this nice little U shape here. Definitely need something back all the way to the 63s to look for a possible long. Be a nice little U shape here. We touch the 9 or the 20, then look for a long, hopefully up to the 2100s or 20,100s. I think one of the biggest things I deal with now, outer, is probably over leveraging count sometimes, like off stream. That's still probably one of my biggest weaknesses as far as like what trading goes, is over leveraging. Not along there, Gabriel. I think that's a lot of our weaknesses, that over leveraging. All right, so now let's see if we get a pushback, retest the 9, then maybe we'll get a little push down. Yep, usually after a straight up loss. Yep, you're right about that too, Hanson. Oh my god. I know I try not to even leave on an NQ page, so I don't want to pop over there and take that NQ trade. With like 2 and 3 minis. So if this holds, maybe this is the pushback up. Let's see. Yeah, it's curling. Okay, so that was that. This was that 1 hour fair value gap we had marked. I guess I'd put that up there, but I forgot about it. I don't know if that's the bottom. I think this is the bottom of that 1 hour fair value gap. The top is up here. I don't know if that was from that huge sell-off that we had yesterday. Remember, was it yesterday we had like a 200 or 300 point sell-off first thing? Good morning, Crypto. How are you doing today? Crypto, we're itching closer and closer with those fast track accounts, man. We're a little over, we're about halfway there. I wish time I get to the, hopefully, you know, eventually we get the payouts with fast track. Hopefully they're going to automative so you don't have to wait forever. Because it seems like they're taking a little longer on payouts. I gotta say that's one thing that I do like about, you know, if you are trading Bulenox and Apex, you know, I hear that they pay pretty regularly. They got a pretty good schedule with their stuff. All right, so we're pushing back to retest the pivot. No, there's what are you what kind of setup are you trading outer? Are you doing support resistance, or are you doing like the inversion trades? Like fair value gap trades? Okay, so you're doing the ICT concepts. The only thing I trade from the ICT concept is failed fair value gaps. It's basically where you're looking for a break of structure with the fair value gap left. Yeah, same here. Yeah, I think they will. Oh, trust me, Ponzi. Walmart's just making people buy their stuff so they can build their city. Look up Walmart home office. Was it Walmart campus? Yeah, look up Walmart campus. They're building like a 400-acre city in Arkansas. That was a nice little bounce off the pivot there. If you at least got your 10 points. Oh, you were visiting Northwest Arkansas about 8 years ago, Ponzi? I mean, we do have a big gap that we left here, but the only thing is we didn't really break structure. Yeah, it's pretty crazy how big that thing is. Looks like we have a tiny little gap here. I think that gap is almost too small to use because it's only about 5 points. Yeah, that first pivot bounce, I probably wouldn't take the second one, but that first one paid nicely. I've been taking a lot of these 50 bounces lately. I'm hoping we push through this gap, maybe look for a short on the other side, but I don't know. We'll have to kind of wait and see what this 9 is doing because it looks like we're curling back around. No, we still don't have that one, crypto. It was, I got so negative on it that we just over leveraged it and we blew it. I want to say back in September or last of August, something like that. I can't remember the date. It was about a month ago. I stopped trading it for a while because we had, we pretty much lost a lot of the profit. So I was trying to take a break for it. Then I think one day I was like, screw it. We're just going to go all in, try to get it back. And it didn't work. The only funded accounts we have now was Bulenox and Fast Track. Yeah, I think this gap's a little too small. Yeah, I know. I can't wait till they do another 90% off my sale. We're about to have a few more passed. I was really trying to get these passed before that $85 deal ended, but I'm glad they extended it. We're very close with these. We're trying to build back up our funded with Apex. So we only need $112 with this account and less than $200. And I've said this multiple times. I bought one more today to trade fish lips tick strategy. But we haven't really had a chance to take many trades doing it. But I've been pretty good with the fast track so far. I've been like super strict with myself from not over leveraging those things. I know. I was hoping they would do more. See, I think the reason why they're not doing 90%, you kind of have to look at the that $85 lifetime fee. Really, even though Bulenox does 90% off, their activation fee is like $150. So you're still cheaper using Apex, unless you go through a lot of evals, it's not cheaper. But if you're not messing up evals a lot, Apex is a better deal. And that's only because of the lifetime $85 lifetime activation fee. But I mean, if you don't mind trading fast track where you can't pay with a credit card and you would have to use some kind of I use crypto to pay for mine and I didn't really have much of an issue. I mean, it was pretty instant. I mean, I had my account within a day. And sending crypto is pretty simple. You know, you just go to Coinbase or Robinhood and just send Bitcoin. I think that's what crypto told me he did. So once he did it, I felt, well, crypto can do it. I can feel comfortable doing it. So we're definitely in that time of the day where it's easy to lose profit on your account. This is usually where I usually will start losing profit from over trading during the lunch hours. I don't know. We may get the 50 touch. I can try it. Let's see. Just be careful if you are trying some of these EMA trades like this, that just make sure you have your mouse on the close button in case it sells through. And I'm also on micros, so the most that I can lose, even if it does go through, is 60 bucks. $39. Because we've already tested that pivot once. To me, it's always the first move down. It's the best one. It's kind of like if you go back over here, if you were taking that pivot. I don't know. I'm starting to see a little bit of curl on our 9 there on our moving average. But if you look at the ES is not curling over at the moment. Oh, my ears. I don't even know I'm wearing this thing. I'm not playing nobody at the moment. I guess Nutty's still alive. Nutty's gonna start selling courses. No, I'm just kidding. I think he's joking. It sounds like a Nutty's on a Patrick rant over there. Oh goodness. Maybe Nutty needs to make a little extra money because I think he's moving to Florida. Or maybe he already moved to Florida. I don't know. They could be closer together. I'm just not sure what part of Florida he's moving to. I mean, I know he's moving to Florida, you know, for health reasons, because it's better breathing to help him to breathe better. But it's, you know, still kind of joke around about him moving close to Patrick. So I'm not really sure how many more pullbacks we're going to get. I don't. So usually the more pullbacks we get, the less comfortable I am with these type of trades. The heck? What the heck is Nutty playing? Uh-oh. Nutty just got him a copyright strike with that song. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there's just not really a lot to do here, guys. Unfortunately, we're just kind of in a slow grind up on the ES, and the NASDAQ is just trading sideways. So this is why a lot of times I'll stay away from the lunch hours. Posse's visiting. Nutty over there. Is he going to use the spray tan to? that would be some pretty hilarious stuff. Yeah, in the middle of winter, Nutty would be a ginger tan. I don't know too many redheads getting tanned. Yeah, I'm listening to Nutty also, Ponzi. When the market gets this kind of slow and boarding, you just kind of have to kind of just jump around and see who's trading to listen to. Good morning, Lapta. How have you been lately? I sometimes I'm over in the lobby with you in a 0 days Jay's lobby in the evenings. Oh, you finally got some money from Top Step, didn't you? At least I hope that's the news. Finally got that Top Step money. Oh, you're $100 from passing your combine. Okay, nice. For some reason, I thought you were. Now, is that those $20 combines that you've had from Top Step for a while? Oh, it's all good. We're on no schedule. You know, that's the way I look at it. Eh. What strategy have you been using, Lapta? What are you are you using mainly the support and resistance, or you're using some kind of like, I don't know, fair value gaps, inversion trades, or bounce strategies? Yeah, those $4.50 combines from Top Step probably were the deal of the century back then. I don't want to say way back then, but just earlier this year. Okay, the Kettner channel. Yeah, I think I've tried using that before, but I've never taken trades off of it, but I have watched it before. I think I used to kind of watch it whenever I had TradingView, but I haven't used TradingView in a good while now. That's actually what made me go to Ninja, because you know, I started out with Tradeovate and I went to Ninja because it's so much easier to get free indicators with Ninja. Did you go long, Gabriel? full D10. Got a little 0-day J in you there, Gabriel. Oh goodness. Gabriel just want full 0-day J. It's pretty funny. Oh, that's pretty good. It's like my finger had a mind of its own. That's definitely a pretty good excuse, you know, next to my blow account. It's like my finger did it. Oh goodness. So it's gonna sit here and consolidate for like the next probably 30 minutes. Then it's finally gonna have a breakout where you'll miss it. That's the way it usually goes. Oh, we have a, I don't know. You think that Fed speaker is going to make the market move? I'm not sure. I think I saw that, but I wasn't sure which Fed speaker it was. But the only Fed speaker I usually pay attention to is when Papa Powell was speaking. If Papa Powell's not speaking, a lot of times I don't pay much attention to those guys. Uh-oh. Is this going to be the bounce? Oh, I missed it. It was too late. But maybe. We'll shoot for 5. Where's my... In case it goes through. Should have been at 48. Should have had my resting order there already. Oh. Kind of what I mean. We already chopped down there. I don't know how many times. What, 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 times that we chopped at the bottom of this. Let me see. What was that? Like 20 bucks. We're in the evil time where you don't take trades, guys. A lot of times I haven't been taking trades no later than 11 o'clock. 11, 12 o'clock is usually my cutoff time. Usually whenever I start trading this time of the day is where I usually start taking losses. Yeah, there's really nothing. It's just 50-50 trades here, outer. Yeah, some of those states got hit really hard over LAFTA. I'm in Georgia right now, and I know a lot of the areas down South Georgia got hit pretty hard, like the Valdostas and the Augustas. Let's see if we get below this pivot here. The ES looks like it wants to continue lower. Yeah, we've got our life pretty much back to normal after the tornado that got hit in Northwest Arkansas. My daughter is pretty much back in the house that we had to repair. I want to say it took about 3 months. Let's see, it happened in May, June, July, August. So they were moved in by like August. Yeah, when the tornadoes hit in Northwest Arkansas, we just happened to be in Georgia that time because we were in Georgia back in May at this, I don't know, it's kind of like a Common Con thing that me and my wife go to in Peachtree, Georgia. And so we just happened to be there when it happened. So we didn't have to experience that. I think we had like 7 holes in the house that my daughter lives in. But we were fairly lucky that the 2 big trees behind the house did not fall on the house. They just ripped the tops off of them. And that's pretty much what messed up the home. Yeah, luckily the big limbs didn't go all the way into the interior. So what it did, it hit right above the kitchen and angled and came out in the garage. So it went through the roof and through the roof of the garage. Now, there's a couple houses in that neighborhood where my daughter lives. They had to completely tear the houses all the way down because they tore the whole roofs off. And so I guess that kind of messes with the structure. Then there was another house. It was completely collapsed in. And there was quite a few buildings on the main strip of 71 that got messed up pretty bad too. Yeah, there's nothing worse than being part of those storms where, you know, you're just kind of at the mercy of the storm. You're just hoping where you're at, you're safe. You know, or even like you're, you know, LAFTA, you're talking about earthquakes. You know, you're just at the mercy of Mother Nature, and, you know, you just hope you survive it. Bill with the rebar center block. Well, surprisingly, I want to say that the one house that got they knocked over, or the storm knocked over right down the road from at the the home where my daughter lives. I want to say that was one. I think that house took really bad hit, and it was a brick home. It like collapsed in. Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier. LAFTA, we were saying the market was moving up because of all the toilet paper buying. So we got the TP moving the market today. Gabriel, I'm hoping I never have to go through. I hope that, you know, neither one of our homes have to go through a tornado again. I hope. I'm hoping that's like that one in a lifetime storm, because we've never had any kind of direct tornadoes hit where I live. That's the first one that I've had since I've lived there since 2002. I know, Laughter, everybody's going to have to go out and buy them a day. I can't see if I'm not pronouncing that right. Those little Maday. You put your Maday on your in your restroom. What do you mean by EM? A mercy? What does EM mean? I'm not sure if I know what that means. Gabriel. So that comes the breakout. That's the only thing I hate about sitting here. Oh goodness. Pass you a honey bottle. Let's see. Oh, the best the best thing you've gotten there, Gabriel. Is that the little Lowe's add-on? I've seen them at Lowe's before, but I've never had one of my problem. Or Home Depot. I know I've seen them at department stores before. Wow. Another nice pivot test, even though it wasn't as good as the first one here, because, you know, we did sell through it. Wow, did anybody get on the long off of the pivot down here? You're still long, Gabriel? Nice. What was your entry, Gabriel? We've already given up some of our profits on this account, so I don't know if I'm going to take any more trades. We're probably going to get off in a minute for the lunch hour, so we don't sit here and overtrade and possibly come back for power hour. So we were up like 140 on this account. Those last couple little losers we took knocked us down to 80 bucks. $206, $260. Okay, yeah, that was a nice looking entry there, especially after this huge candle, huge boner candle up. I thought about taking this inversion gap trade because, I mean, really that would have probably been the better trade, but we're so high up that kind of made me nervous about taking it. So your entry would have been around the 75s, I guess, on this trade here, because we did break structure. We never did pull would have made it an A+ setup if you would have pulled back into this gap here. Or either that, or I guess you would have took probably this one here. This actually would have been the trade here. No, you wouldn't. This is past, so it wouldn't have been that one. So yeah, it would have been this one up here. So let's see if this gap holds and we pull back into the 9 or 20. Then maybe look for long out of those. We're also in the macro time still. Got a nice looking trend as far as our 50, 21, and 9 goes. I really like to see the 20 touch. That would be or get closer down to that 65 range at the lowest. Like, still got about 5 seconds left on this candle here. The only thing that worries me is we are curling over a little bit there. I just hope we're not making lower, and also we made lower highs. So if I feel like it's not going to go, we'll just try to take some of our profit off. The most that we can lose is 60 bucks on this trade, and we'll be pretty much back to break even, or back where we started today. Come on, a little bit more. We're at break even. Oh. Ah, shoot. I should already been at 5. Dang it. I messed up my ATM strategy. I should have basically took my profit at 5 handles or 5 points, then instead of the 10 and let the runner. But let's see, we're getting close to that 10. Nope. All right, so didn't get anything out of that. So what happened, the way I have my ATM strategy set up basically with this right here. So basically once we hit 32 ticks, it goes to 20 ticks. And I guess I messed it up. Then I leave the runner. This way it doesn't completely, take all the profits. At least you get half of the profits instead of not any of them. This was a nice setup too. You see how you get the nice space in between the candles in your 9 and you get that nice U-shaped pullback into your 20. I just need to get better and more confidence at taking it off the 20 instead of this, but it's just a kind of a work in progress. Oh, there it goes. It did me dirty, guys. Did me dirty. Oh, goodness. So a lot of times outer, I will take these pullback strategies, this pullback strategy here. So basically what you're doing is you're looking for distance between your 9 EMA and your 20 EMA. See how your candles are, you got just good distance. Everything's in a trend. And you're just looking for a pullback in between the 9 and 20. And you want to get long out of this area. And plus you also had this fair value gap for support too. So that was definitely a nice pullback area. Unfortunately, that was a no-go for me. I didn't get anything out of it. I should have at least got 40 bucks out of that trade. Do you have a profit target area, Gabriel, or do you have a set profit that you take? Oh, you're just trailing? Okay. Oh, do the kind of at the consolidation resistance. So that's probably going to be my last trade for the morning time. I just thought maybe we would just take one more trade to see if we can get a little bit of our losses back with those 3 micros. Yeah, usually these lunch hours, you get those consolidation periods where we, get those big moves for the evening time. So second entry probably wouldn't take for a pullback. I'm only a big fan of the first one. I feel like the first one's always your better one to get your 10 points. Let's see if we get the 50 bounce here. We break this wick here for a little bit lower. All right, there's our 50 test. Did shoot through it a little bit by a few points, but not terribly too bad. Nope, the 50 would have failed you. Hope you took you at least some profit, Gabriel. Since you said your entries was back here at the 60s. To me, I like to take most of my profit within 10 points, then leave a runner. Then if the runner's either going to get me something or it's not. So you got long out of this fair value gap here. Outer. This was your right here where you trade it back into this gap. Then so does your stop loss have to be all the way back down here to for this type of fair value gap? Outer, when you take these fair value gap trades like this, how far does your where's your stop loss have to be? Does your stop loss have to be all the way back here at the 30s? Man, this pivot bounce has been paying 10 points every time, guys. Like, this is the third pivot bounce. Okay, so your stop loss had to be here. No, I would have never got. I'm saying I would have never done it on the third time, Gabriel. I like to do most of my moves on the first time. I was just kind of pointing out that it's paying today. You know, that's usually very rare. You know, most time you don't get those third moves like that. You could almost took a short out of this with a failed fair value gap outer circle. Because you made a fair value gap, you broke structure, then when you pulled down. Nice retracing. All right, so 20 should be our next target. The 66s. Come on to the 80s. Is 80 your target outer? Nice trade, outer. So do you have a certain time that you move your stop loss, or is that just your first target 80 and you're looking for a runner? No, I mean technically your setup held. You pull back into the fair value gap. You had your profit, I guess your stop loss down here. Yeah, but there's no such thing as winning every trade when trading. You know, that's something I had to get used to in the beginning. You know, there's no such thing as winning every trade. Nice little V shape. Back up. Nice outer. I'm kind of with you. I'm about to be done too. I'm just kind of sitting here just watching price action. I'm like the rest of you guys. I like watching other people trade too. So I'm actually sitting here watching Nutty trade at the same, also while watching the market myself. Then if you guys bring up what kind of trade you're in. So when you take your fair value gap trades, are you taking at the bottom or are you doing half? Are you splitting it? Mid, okay, so you split it. I'm trying to think of the one. I used to do one ICT trade with the methodical man that he did. It's that I think it's on the 5-minute chart. It's that middle of the morning fair value gap trade. I just cannot remember the name of it at the moment. It's whatever that first fair value gap after the 10 o'clock hour. Silver bullet. That's what it's called. The silver bullet fair value gap trade after the 10 o'clock hour. Took me a minute. I haven't tried to look for that in a while. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me for the morning time. And if we have time, we will probably do the power hour. But today, I'm not sure. I just know if I sit here and continue watching the market, we're going to end up taking trades and losing what profit we do have. Yeah, I think if you tried that one out, it'll be pretty good too. The silver bullet. I know it's definitely a big trade. Like, you're looking for massive points. So it'll be something that you would probably take off to the side. So it's one of those ones where you could take a big loss one day, but the next day you're looking to probably double your profit. It's kind of one of those type big silver bullets. But you also can just look for small profits. Look for 10 points, 20 points. But I never really did trade it a lot. I know Methodical Man used to trade that a lot. All right, guys, we will either see you guys this evening or we will be back in the morning. Thank you.